Okay, everybody, welcome to tonight's OfferVault webinar. This is Mark Roth. I'm glad to have everybody on board. We have on with us tonight Andrew Hansen from UK. Hey, Andrew, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, very well, Mark. It's good to be here.
Great to have you on. We've had Andrew on a couple times before and always get some of the best feedback after his webinars are over from the audience. So I know tonight will probably be no exception. And Andrew has a lot of great things that he's done over the years as far as teaching people how to do different things with building affiliate sites. And I want to basically let him get into it with you. Andrew, how you doing?
Cool. All right. Well, welcome to all of those of you who have joined us. It's really quite a pleasure to be here because, like all of you, I'm a big fan of OfferVault. I think that's originally how Mark and I connected, was because I was just using his service and I was telling other people to use it because I really believe in it. I get a ton of value out of it, and I just use it so much in my own affiliate marketing. So it's good to be speaking to family in a way, if I can put it like that. So I've got a presentation today for you guys called "How to Build Simple $300 to $3,000 a Month Affiliate Mini Sites." The presentation is going to go about an hour. We've really got a ton of content to share with you today, and I hope it's the kind of thing that you can hear what I'm saying today and take things away from it that you'll be able to implement immediately to be able to either start generating some new affiliate income or grow the affiliate income you might be working on at the moment. So let me tell you first what we're going to discuss in this presentation, so it's just all mapped out in your mind really clearly. So what I'm going to detail here for you today is a system for passive affiliate income. So I often describe this system as, it's not necessarily the way to make the most affiliate income in the world. It's not the highest income generating model, but it might be the most passive income generating model. It's a way to make money as an affiliate where you're not going to be tied to your computer for 8 hours a day. And that's one of the things I really like about it, and what other people seem to like about it as well. I'm going to teach you how to generate this affiliate income from free search engine traffic. So we're not paying for any traffic with any of these strategies. Everything's free. I'm going to teach you how to do that via affiliate marketing, a little bit via OfferVault, with both per sale and CPA style affiliate offers. We're going to detail a system that's scalable to meet your income goals, however big or small. So this is the kind of thing that you can either use to make $500 or $1,000 a month extra with one or two little sites, or you can just as easily scale up to make right up to 5 figures a month of passive affiliate income. So that's the system. That's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be focusing on those 4 elements. The system for doing all of this really has 4 parts that we're going to try to cover in as much detail as we can. Those are finding killer affiliate offers, building smart mini sites from those affiliate offers, and then using simple SEO to bring traffic to those mini sites, and then scaling up your efforts with outsourcing and automation. That's really the whole system in a nutshell. These things are things you've probably heard spoken about before, depending on where you're at with your own online marketing. But I hope what we're going to discuss today is going to be little, perhaps different takes on some of the things that you have, or that you might already know. So we're going to get started. The first thing I want to do, and I sometimes feel like I have to do, is talk to you about the results. So I want to talk to you about, very quickly, what we can achieve. What's the best case scenario? What we're looking to attain from this. What we're looking to attain is, like we said, the consistent generation of $300 to $3,000 a month affiliate mini sites in the most passive way possible. Again, this is a system that we don't want to have to spend all day and all night working on. We want something that can generate us affiliate income without us having to be there all the time. So this next slide is something that I'm not the kind of person that I love to do, but I also feel like is kind of important to do. I'm going to show you on this slide some screenshots just from some of our affiliate accounts to give you a hint of what is possible, and to kind of let you know that that I am a real person who really does these things, and I really have income to show from it. It's very sad that that's not always the case in when you're trying to learn online marketing. You know, I'm sure you all know there's more than enough people out there who teach things that they don't even do, and who maybe used to make money at one point in the past, and then they stopped making money, and so they had to resort to selling stuff like this to earn an income again. So it is important when you're learning this stuff to learn from someone who is legitimate. So this is my slide to say, okay, look, I'm at least reasonably legitimate guy, right? So this is one of our little mini sites. This is a single site that does about $1,200 a month in affiliate income. Kind of varies, this one. It goes from about 1,000 to, I think our best month is 1,800 with this particular site. But this site has about 20 pieces of content on it, and this particular one's kind of new. I think it's coming up a year old now. So that's one particular mini site. There's another one here. It's the same kind of thing. This one's a little bit smaller. I think it's more like 10 to 15 pieces of content on this particular site. This one does $1,400 a month, give or take. It also varies from, that one's varies from about 1,000 to 1,600, that one. That's another site. And here's another one. I don't really love ClickBank that much, and we don't do a lot with it. But this one's actually two sites. They're each worth about $1,000 a month, and they're just from promoting offers on ClickBank. So this is not everything. Personally, our portfolio contains around about 20 sites like this that actually make money, that contribute to a 5-figure per month passive affiliate income. I know no matter what happens, I'm going to make that income next month. I made it the month before. Whether I'm working on it or not, things don't change. Yeah, so this slide is about the real results. And what I'm talking about here is that I perceive that the majority of us are in this game, in this business, for something a little bit more than money. And I don't know what it is for you, because it's different for everyone, but I think we all have something. We want the money for something, some reason. There's something a little deeper that spurs us on, that gives us motivation to want to have this kind of business. All I can tell you about is mine, because it might be my deeper things, might be things that you share. So what I really feel passionate about, and what I really love to achieve as a result of this, is this low work, high enjoyment lifestyle. So I'm kind of a traveler. Like Mark was saying, I'm from Australia, but the last 3 years now, my fiance and I have spent 1 year living in a different country each year. So first year we moved to Canada. I think that's where I spoke to Mark for the first time, and maybe some of you OfferVault members. And after that, we moved to Mexico, and right now we spent the last year living in the UK, and I'm not really sure where we're going to live next year yet. It's kind of up in the air. But the point is that lifestyle is kind of the big benefit of this. You know, it's that live anywhere, work anywhere, do what you want lifestyle. So whether that's it's the time that's important. That's what I'm saying. Whether that's more time to spend with your family, more time to have to yourself to pursue things that are of greater interest to you, whether it is travel or whether it's something else, just a hobby or something that you love to do. That's what this business model really is about. So if that's what you're looking for, I think this presentation today will be particularly pertinent. All right, let's do this. Part one of this system. The first thing we need to know about is finding affiliate offers, and in particular, finding different affiliate offers. So This method has nothing to do with like go to ClickBank and seek out high gravity or anything like that. I assume because you guys are OfferVault members, you're well past that mentality anyway, and you know the depth of the internet with regard to niches and affiliate offers, and how many opportunities there are outside of quote unquote mainstream channels. So the first point to be made here is that with this system, and really with most forms of affiliate marketing, I think picking a niche, an affiliate offer, is where most affiliates go wrong. And it sucks because mistakes at this part of the process mean that everything from here forward is more difficult. So when you pick a bad affiliate offer, when you pick the wrong niche or the wrong keywords to go after, it makes generating traffic harder. So when you're in a niche that's too competitive, it's just more difficult to get traffic. And when you're going through that process, you've picked a niche and you've started to get traffic, but you're finding it difficult. You might think, I'm just not very good at generating traffic. You might think, I'm not good at SEO or PPC or whatever it is. But that might not be the case at all. It might really just be that you picked the wrong market, you picked the wrong keyword set, you picked the wrong product to promote. It was just too difficult. It was too competitive. And if you had have picked something different, the same traffic generation efforts that you made would have created a very different result. So the problem was not the traffic generation, but the niche that you picked. Similarly, conversion is harder. It's harder to turn visitors into buyers when you've got the wrong niche and the wrong affiliate offer. You might have picked an affiliate offer that just wasn't very well suited to the market that you were trying to sell it to. Or you might have picked a niche that wasn't really interested in that offer to start with, wasn't the most interested that they could be anyway. So conversion is more difficult. And again, if you're going through that process, you've created your content or you've made your video or whatever it is that you did, and you couldn't turn many of your visitors into buyers, you might think that you've done that part of things wrong. You might think your banner placements are wrong, or your content is not good enough, or your site is not laid out well, or something like that. But that may not be the case at all. It's more likely that you just picked the wrong affiliate offer and you were trying to sell it to the wrong group of people. So again, it comes back to that niche and affiliate offer. That really is the most important part of this process. And if you know how to do that, you're very well equipped to make big money as an affiliate. Conversely, the right affiliate offer and the right keyword set equals easy traffic because of low competition, in large volume because it's a big market, and that's easy to convert into buyers and profits. That's what happens when you get things right from this first step. You've got the right niche and the right affiliate offer. The traffic is very easy because you're not going up against difficult competition. There's a lot of traffic there to be had because the volume is significant even despite the low competition. And the large volume that there is so highly targeted that it's just so easy to turn them into buyers. You're doing things, or you're selling them on things that they already want. You're not having to convince them to buy through your affiliate links. They already kind of want to. So as long as you're putting the affiliate link or the banner or whatever it is in front of them, you're in a position to earn commissions. That's how affiliate marketing should be, to me anyway. The only problem with this is that offers like the latter, and niches like the latter, are not found in common places. And in general, they can be quite tricky to find. That's why services like OfferVault are so valuable, because it allows us to dig deeply into many different markets, many different offers in a short period of time, and very, very easily. So offers like that aren't found in common places. If you want to come across a market like we're talking about in point 2 here, you need some systematic way of doing that. Those offers and those niches aren't just going to present themselves. If they just presented themselves, then all affiliates would be all over them all the time, like the ClickBank marketplace. So you need a way to find them. That's what we're going to talk about next. The title of this slide is Outside the Mainstream, because that's where a lot of the time many interesting offers in this category can be found. A lot of people, maybe even some listening, don't realize how much opportunity there is for affiliates in offers that are outside those mainstream channels, outside Amazon, outside eBay, outside ClickBank, and etc. That's part of the reason I'm so happy to be talking to you guys today, because again, as OfferVault members, you fully understand this principle. You've logged into OfferVault and you've had a look around, I hope, and you understand how much potential there is and how much money there is to be made with affiliate offers in networks that no one has heard of, or at least most affiliates haven't heard of. And that's what we're going to be really focusing on. The reason these offers and these markets are so powerful is that the potential for profit can be so much higher, the competition can be lower, and the profit can be a lot easier. Because when you're shooting for this model where you want to work a small amount of time every day, there's just no room for any of those things. There's no room for high competition. If the competition's high and you have to spend all day doing SEO, then I mean, you can do it, but if it's me, I'd rather leave it to someone else. I'd rather let someone else who wants that kind of business and lifestyle to go after that, and I'll find something different, smaller, something lower competition, where I can much more easily generate the same amount of money. So again, what we need is a way to find these offers. And as great as services like OfferVault are, you need to know how to manipulate them. You need to know what you're looking for, and you need to know what to search, how to dig the information from them that you need. And if you know that, then you've got some interesting things coming. So I'm going to flick over to a live example now, and I'm going to give you a sample of one of these techniques. I'm talking about these techniques for uncovering these weird affiliate offers in places that you didn't realize existed. And sometimes they're in other affiliate networks, but sometimes they're not. They're not listed in any affiliate network. They're from private affiliate programs and other things like that, and there's no way to find them unless you have these specific techniques to be able to do so. So I'm going to flick over to the web now. I'm going to give you an example quickly of one such technique. Okay, so this technique starts at wordtracker.com. That's freekeywords.wordtracker.com. And there's the free keywords tool, which is annoying in that now you need to sign up for this free account with them in order to use it, in order to use more than 1 or 5 searches, I think it is. So what you do if you want to follow this is you go to freekeywords.wordtracker.com, and then up here in the top right corner there's a link called sign in. And if you click on sign in, there'll be another it'll ask you for your email and password, but if you don't have an account, there's a link below that says get an account or sign up or something like that. So you click sign up and it just takes you to a form. You fill in email address and password, and you can get this free account. It's not a trial with WordTracker. That's something different where you have to pay $7. This is just sign up to get a free account. So when you've done that, you can use this free WordTracker tool. So this may seem like we're doing keyword research here, but we're not really. We kind of are, but we're mainly doing offer research. And that might sound weird, but I'm going to show you in a minute what we mean by that. So last thing is that there's a reason we use the word tracker tool here as opposed to the AdWords keyword tool. There's something different about the way word tracker handles these searches of more than one word that allows the results that we want to come up when you search like we're going to on word tracker, but not when you search on AdWords. So that's why we're using free keywords.word tracker. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. In this technique, and there's a number of variations of this, but we're going to type in a phrase, a generic phrase that is going to force word tracker to tell us other information about offers and products and things like that that we didn't know about already. So this is what we're going to search, and it sounds weird at first, but bear with me. So you want to do a search for the phrase does work. Click search over the side. So obviously I don't care about the phrase does work itself. That may not get any searches, and that doesn't matter to me. But what I'm going to see when I search this is the names of products that people are searching for, wondering whether they work. I mean, not all of them are products, but amongst them is going to be some products, some potential affiliate offers. So many people, when they're looking for a product or thinking about using a product, they want to know whether it works. That's all kind of products, from health to electronics to you name it. So what's interesting about this list is that there are a lot of product names in here. So some of them are just suck, and we don't care about them. So does a firewall work? No, that's not interesting. iPod? No, it's too competitive. Skype? No money to be made. Microarray? That one is interesting, and if I were doing this research, I might note that down. Microarray, how does it work? Then it starts to get more interesting. Does P90X work? So I only know from having done this research before that P90X is a fitness program. It's like a video course of some kind that will show you how to lose fat and get in shape and things like that. So there's quite a number of people, 1,700 a day, searching for does that fitness program work? And it's very possible that if you were looking for it, you could find an affiliate program under which you could promote this product P90X and earn a commission. Now, the reason this is cool is because before I ran this search, I didn't know that P90X was a thing. I didn't know that was a product, much less something that people are buying and something that I could possibly sell. This is not like going through an affiliate network and just seeing all of them are offers. You log in, there's just offers presented to you everywhere. This is, I came to this tool and I didn't know anything, and Word Tracker effectively told me stuff. It gave me product names that I didn't know about before, and that I may not have been able to find out any other way. I don't know whether P90X is listed through any affiliate networks. It might be a privately run affiliate program, if indeed it has one. But I wouldn't have been able to find that it even existed without running a search like this. So you can scroll right through this list, and this particular one, again, of this search phrase, of which there are numerous variations, is very deep. There's I've got 10 pages here with 10 a page. That's 100. You can scroll through these and just look for other opportunities that you think are interesting. Does extends really work? That sounds like some sort of health product. That may well be worth looking at. I'm going to show you next what to do in terms of the next step for when you find one of these, for when something does look interesting here, how to look into it more deeply. There's P90X again, a hydroxycut. This is a bodybuilding supplement. It's kind of a common one. I may have been able to find out that existed anyway. AdSense, not really. There's many more that we can find as we go through this. Slim Fast, obviously a diet program. Shampoo for all, not really. Magnum FX as another one. So the point is there's many product names within this list. So what you're trying to do here is find one that you think has a brand name that might be searched for. Because really the goal that we're looking for in this process is some affiliate offer that has an existing brand that gets searched for by name that you can promote as an affiliate, and that you can do a review on, that you can provide information on and add value to, and make an affiliate sale. So let me show you how to take this to the next level. So let's say we did find one of these that's interesting. You can come to the AdWords keyword tool next to do a little more analysis. So that's this URL is crazy for the AdWords keyword tool. If you don't know it, just Google search AdWords keyword tool. So when I was doing this search earlier, just playing around for this, I found one that looked quite interesting. There was this thing called Magic Jack. And I didn't know what a Magic Jack was. I'd never heard of it before, but there was a search like, does Magic Jack really work? And so I thought that might be interesting for further research. So I thought I'd come to the AdWords keyword tool. I would go, only show ideas related to my search terms. I want to type in the ever annoying captcha. And I want to see what kind of volume this Magic Jack receives. So, first of all, it's very interesting that broad match, the total market, and it may not be the total market because there could be keywords in there like scam that we don't really want to target and we don't care about, but the total market is 1 million searches a month right here. So you've got 1 million people looking for Magic Jack, looking for this product, whatever it is, who have already heard of it. They knew that a Magic Jack was a thing, and they were searching something like, does it work? And they considered buying it. They wouldn't have searched it if the thought hadn't at least flashed across their mind that maybe that product will be useful for me. Maybe I should buy that. So you've got 1 million potential buyers there. And some people will say, okay, look, that's not actually 1 million people. Why don't you look at the exact match or something like that? And we can totally look at the exact match, and I'll show you what that looks like. Exact match. That's phrase. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm very sorry. Exact match. 370,000 people. That's just looking for that main phrase, Magic Jack. You've got almost 400,000 people every month who could potentially buy the product that you're selling on your affiliate site. Not only could potentially buy, but really kind of want to buy. Again, they wouldn't have searched for it if they were looking for, like if they had a complaint about it. They wouldn't be searching for it if they thought it sucked. They probably heard from someone or from a magazine or a commercial that it was kind of cool, and they're looking to see whether they should buy it. 400,000 people every month who are that targeted buyers. That's really powerful stuff. And what's cool is that, again, I had no idea that Magic Jack was a thing until I ran this random search with Word Tracker. So this is what I'm talking about uncovering products to promote that are outside mainstream channels that not 1 million affiliates are going to know about yet. Now, there is, of course, one final part of this process. The final part is that I need to find somewhere to promote this thing. It's cool that this Magic Jack gets 1 million searches a month, but if I can't sell it anywhere, if I can't earn a commission through an affiliate program somewhere, then it's not much point. So the next thing I need is Google, and I just want to do a search here for a Magic Jack affiliate program. So what I'm looking for here is any affiliate programs that offer Magic Jack, anywhere that I could potentially promote this product. And scrolling through the list, for the sake of simplicity, I'll show you what I found when I was looking at this earlier. What I found was that there does seem to be an affiliate program, quite thankfully. It looks like, I can't remember where it was through. Anyway, there's an affiliate program where I can earn $26 a sale for promoting this particular product. That, to me, is pretty cool. Okay, so just to confirm on that process, what we did there, we came to this word tracker tool and typed in a generic term that contained no knowledge. The search results there told us about a product that seemed to have a lot of volume. We then confirmed that it did have a lot of volume and very targeted search volume, very buyer-orientated search volume. And then finally, we discovered that they have an affiliate program. We independently researched and found that they had an affiliate program. That's all you need to be able to make money as an affiliate. That's the seed of an opportunity. That is an opportunity. And that's an opportunity that you couldn't have come about by randomly flicking through affiliate networks. You might have searched 20 affiliate networks to come across an offer like Magic Jack, which gets volume searches like that, which you can sell for $26 a sale, which has that huge long list of keywords and so on. You couldn't have found something like that in ClickBank. You couldn't have found something like that just wandering aimlessly around the internet. But with that technique and techniques like that, you can uncover affiliate offers like this. And again, there is a lot of money to be made. This one wasn't even a fluke. I mean, those numbers are pretty big. Imagine, like, to have nearly 500,000 exact match searches is pretty crazy. But I mean, the point is that that's overkill. You don't even need a market that's that big in order to be able to make big money as an affiliate. So that's an example of the kind of technique I'm talking about that you can find. And there's many others like this. There's many techniques like this that I've just kind of worked out of necessity in searching for my own affiliate offers over the years. So I'm going to flick back to the presentation now. So that's the process of finding niches and finding affiliate offers. That's an example technique. So what comes next in my system is turning those niches and affiliate offers into mini sites. That is taking a niche, taking a market and an offer, and making a website on which to promote it. So I'm using the term mini sites here, but I use that quite loosely because mini sites aren't really now what they used to be. This is particularly one of the reasons why you have to make sure, if you're trying to learn this or any form of affiliate marketing, that you're learning from someone who's still doing it in the very moment now, because particularly when it comes to search engines, these things change very quickly. So many sites, like a lot of people used to do, like 2005, even 2008, 2009, 2010, a lot of things that people used to do don't work anymore. You can't do things that same way anymore with regard to building little websites to promote affiliate offers. Making affiliate offers, like most people do, in a lot of ways is asking to get punished by the search engines, sometimes even punished by affiliate networks. It's just a way to lose whatever revenue stream you might build up. So in the post-Panda Google, there's certain things you can't do and there's other things you must do to succeed as an affiliate. There's a couple of ways to do this, more than a couple. There's a number of ways to do this. I'm going to tell you how we do it because it's happened to work very well and I know it very well too. We use very simple WordPress blogs, well optimized, very clean, very subtle WordPress blogs. And those in themselves, when done correctly, are still working perfectly well. They're just great because they're so easy. Anyone can do them. They don't require much management. They certainly don't require much skill. And yet the blog format is still brutally effective for these kind of sites. So we're going to look more into what we specifically mean by a well-optimized WordPress blog as we proceed. But to paint a picture for you, what we're looking at is, like I said at the start when we showed those screenshots, we're looking at mini sites with like 5 to 20 pages of content, but content that is naturally increasing. So it's pretty tough to make money on like a 1 to 3 page mini site these days, even on a 5-page mini site, if I'm being honest. I mean, those really small sites, particularly on new domains, it's just an uphill battle in the search engines when it comes to free traffic to get rankings and to get traffic and make money doing things like that, particularly after Panda. We know Google loves authority, we know Google loves age and size and all those things, and as a new mini site creator, it's just very difficult. In fact, it's impossible to get a lot of those things that Google likes. So you're always at a disadvantage. So we work with sites of 5 to 20 pages, but very importantly, the content on them is naturally increasing. So you don't need 5 to 20 posts just to get started. We often start with 3 to 5 and then work on a schedule of adding them frequently. It's very important to do that when it comes to your SEO for later on, because when you start to build links and promote your site, you're doing what a real website owner would do. So you're not raising any flags. You're gradually growing your content, and as your content grows, your popularity grows. You get more backlinks and more traffic, and that all looks natural. It's very easy for that not to look natural if you're doing things even slightly differently to that. And of course, what is not natural is not necessarily cool to the search engines. So with that content, there's a home page which can be static or can be just a list of blog posts if you've got it laid out well. And then article pages inside. Each one of the pages targeted to one of your highly targeted keywords. So if you remember before from that keyword list of Magic Jack, we saw terms like Magic Jack reviews and does Magic Jack work and so on. So ideally we would have one piece of content targeting each of those keywords. And maybe some of them we can double up on, like the obvious ones like Magic Jack review and Magic Jack reviews and things like that. So we can relatively easily, assuming everything else is right up until now, capture traffic from many different keywords or from different posts across our site in a very natural manner that is very effective. Not only effective for search engine rankings, but effective for conversion as well. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that soon. I want to expand a little bit here into the content of your mini sites. So if you're trying to visualize this, if you're trying to piece this together in your mind of exactly how this works and how these campaigns look, you've got this mini site, which is just a simple WordPress blog that has 5 to 20 articles on it. What are those articles saying? What are you doing with that content? How are you creating that specifically? So one way that what I do varies is that the content that we have on our site, they're not really articles in the traditional sense, and they're not really reviews either. So once upon a time, it was easy enough to just write a quote-unquote keyword targeted article on your term, whatever it was, let's say Magic Jack reviews, to have that rank in the search engines and maybe make an affiliate sale. I don't think, and from the experience that I have, I don't think you can make money like that anymore. Not really, anyway. And if you are making money like that, you could make double as much, maybe more, by doing different things with your content. So the way we create content is quite different in that when I'm targeting a keyword like Magic Jack reviews, I'm not so interested in anything like the keyword density. I will do just enough so that Google knows that it's about the keyword Magic Jack reviews. So like the keyword will be in my post title. It will be the permalink for the URL, meaning that the blog post's URL will be mydomain.com/magic-jack-reviews. But outside of that, I don't really care about the keyword when it comes to the content. And we're going to talk a little bit about exactly what that is and how that's different in a moment. But the content's also not review content necessarily. I mean, with the exception of the keywords, which are literally Magic Jack reviews. The thing about review content and review sites is that you're only targeting a segment of a potential market. So if you remember that keyword list from Magic Jack, some of the keywords had to do with reviews. Actually, maybe only 3 or 4. There was the obvious Magic Jack review, Magic Jack reviews, and things like that. But the rest of that market wasn't near, by their searches, I mean, drawing on what they were actually looking for, the rest of that market isn't as interested in review type content. So there's no point making review type content any more than you have to, especially not for people who aren't really looking for that. So each keyword containing Magic Jack is a group of people that are looking for something very different. When I say very different, I mean different in that it's a different thing about Magic Jack, whether it does Magic Jack work, or where can I buy Magic Jack, or in what countries can I use Magic Jack, whatever it might be. Everyone's looking for something different, and you have to cater to all of them if you want to make the most sales you possibly can. So each piece of content you write is going to be very different, and only a very small number of those pieces of content will be quote-unquote review content. And again, we'll talk slightly more about that in a second. What the articles are that we create, or what the content is that we create, what I'm trying to do with that is I want to get deeply into the head of my visitor and not only give them what they want, but give them more than what they want, while, crucially, I help them with the product that's at my affiliate link. That's in one sentence what I'm trying to do with my affiliate content. You'll notice that within that, the word keyword, the term keyword or optimization is not included. Again, I'm not really interested in that when it comes to the content itself. I'm trying to get deep into that person's head. That person that searched, does Magic Jack really work? I got to really sit and ask myself, what does that person really need to know? Okay, the obvious is whether or not it works, but there's something more than that. You sense, for example, that they searched that because they heard good things and they are probably hoping to have those things confirmed. It's always more frustrating to someone if they had heard something and then they get it rebutted or denied. They had a vision, they had a sense of what it might be, and then that got shut down. It's always frustrating. So you have to consider their hopes. And this might sound too deep for some people, but there's a very good reason for this, and we'll expand in a moment. You've got to go deep into their minds to not just think about what they want on a surface level. You have to go lower and think about what needs they're really wanting to have fulfilled by this. And then when you think you know what it is that they want, you have to ask, how can you give them more than what they want? Because when you exceed their expectations with your content, you won't just get the affiliate sale, but you can get other things as well. You can get people referring other people to your content. You can get people buying for lifetimes through your site, coming back to you for further information and things like that, depending on the niche. So giving them more than exactly what they want is the way to conversions. That's a whole subject in itself, but that's the basis of what we're trying to do. And then all the while through that content, you're guiding them towards your affiliate link. You're guiding them to be able to make the purchase that they already sort of want to make. With the content, very quickly, and obviously it has to be said that the content always needs to be unique now on your own site. There's no good reason to not have unique content on your site anymore. I mean, particularly if you're just getting started as an affiliate and you're making a new website following this model, you're already at such a disadvantage in the search engines. It already can be tricky. So to add to that disadvantage by not providing anything unique on your site in terms of your content, you're setting yourself up for failure. So there's no room for publishing other people's content on your website publishing solely other people's content on your website anymore. That used to work once upon a time. It does not any longer at all. The structure and layout of your site, again, for those of you who are trying to visualize this, your content is laid out in a way so that it caters to all the types of your readers. So, and not just your content and how it's written, but the layout of it, where the different elements exist on your page and how it looks to the eye. So the truth is that if you've got 10 people visiting your web page or your blog post, the 10 of them are going to go through it in one of a number of ways. They're going to digest your content in one of a number of ways. So one possible way that they could digest it is by reading it. And that sounds obvious, but that's not everyone. You're going to get the kind of visitors who are readers, where they will arrive and read from the first word on your page through to the last word on your page, and they will follow your written instructions. On the other hand, you've got people who are more visually stimulated. These are the kind of people who read in chunks. They hunt with their eyes very quickly over text to seek points of interest to them. So they will skip about your content, and you need to make sure that whatever it is that they are looking for, their eye is going to get caught at the relevant points in your content. These are the people who, again, are more visually stimulated. They're more likely to click on your visual banners, your graphic banners, as opposed to your written text links and so on. And there's other kinds of people as well. But you need to lay your content out. You need to structure your site to cater to all the kinds of those people, at least as many of them as you can. And you can easily learn those kinds of people and how it is you can cater to them most easily. And finally, the last thing that you're doing, one of the most important things to do as an affiliate, particularly with your content, is that you're really trying to create trust and rapport with your content. That's another thing that some people hear it and they think that it's a bit too much. It seems a bit deep. It's like, you're going to create trust and rapport with this person who doesn't know you from Adam, who has just come to your website for the first time? How are you ever going to get someone to trust you? And how can you have rapport with that person? And why does it matter whether you do or not? All they have to do is click your affiliate link. Well, the reason that's important and the way that that can be done is that you can make a connection with a person in the way that you write, in the way that you lay out your site. You can, and I'm sure you've experienced this, you can visit a website where you feel like the person who is writing it, what I'm reading, what I'm taking in, whether it's a video or it's an article, that person knows what I'm feeling. You must have had that if you're listening, where you've read an article, you've heard someone say something, and it connected with you. You felt like that person is in the same situation I'm in. That person has similar feelings to me, or at least they did at some point. And you kind of, even though you might never have met that person, you kind of feel connected to them in a weird digital kind of way. That's the kind of rapport you can create with your content. And when you can do that, just that tiniest bit of trust and rapport will do crazy things to your click-through rates and to your conversion rates. When someone feels like they can trust you, things happen very differently. Their interaction with you becomes very different. So that's your goal with your content, is to lay things out and to write things in a way that makes people feel like they can trust you in a trustworthy way, and to write trustworthy stuff as well. You know, if you're producing stuff and telling your readers stuff that is not true or is only partly true, there's only so much trust you can create by doing that. So you're making the reader feel like you're a real person who they can trust, and you're leveraging that trust to make a recommendation, to make a good recommendation to them for the product that it is they want to buy. So that's a look into your site's content. Again, for the people who wonder about whether this is too deep and whether it's important to do this, or does it really even matter, I put this slide up. This is actually the subject of an email that I received from one of our students. This was going back a few months now. He's been implementing this whole strategy, but very much the conversion tactics that we're talking about in this last page, structuring your content in a very specific way, writing in a very specific way to achieve a certain goal. And he he wrote to me to say that on one particular day he logged into his affiliate account, one of his affiliate accounts, quite early in the morning. It was 7 or 8 a.m. as I remember, and on that day he'd achieved 100% conversion. So he'd gotten 3 clicks and 3 sales. He'd converted everyone that had come to everyone who'd clicked through from his affiliate link so far. That's a really very high conversion rate. And of course, the rate dropped down over the course of the day. He got a few extra people who didn't buy, of course, inevitably. But the rate evened out at somewhere like 1 in 5. It's about 20% conversion. Now, 20% conversion is almost unheard of for most affiliates. Almost no one works on those numbers, and that's because unless you're doing this very specific set of things, you don't get conversion rates like that. It takes a lot more traffic to make the same amount of money unless you're doing things in this manner. But this is big money from small traffic because of very high conversion rates, using all the stuff that we just talked about on that last slide. I was able to get the screenshot from him as well. He sent this in to me. This was a little earlier in the year. There it is. He had 3 clicks and 3 sales, and he made $97 before he had his coffee in the morning. So that was pretty cool. That's why that conversion stuff and that content stuff is important. Okay, so we've we've very quickly covered a lot of this process, and we're 2 of the parts down out of 4. So the next part is, again, if you're mapping this out in your mind and trying to think how you can implement this, we're up now. We've found an affiliate offer, and we've found a niche, a market that we want to enter, and something that we can promote to that market. We've set up our website, our simple WordPress blog with 5 to 20 pages with those great quality articles where we've connected with our readers and really given them what they want. The only thing left to do now is to attract those readers, is to get the content that we've written in front of them. So how do you do that? In this particular model, we do it, like I said, with free search engine traffic. Just not a fan of paid for traffic, particularly not as an affiliate. That game just gets harder every day. In fact, a lot of mediums, it's flat out impossible for affiliates to get good paid traffic anymore. So this is what we do to get that traffic, to attract those visitors to our site. The first point to note on this is that once your on-page stuff is done, that is a well-designed theme, quality content along the lines of what we just discussed, good structure that is cleanly laid out and well linked up internally. We don't have time to fully get into that, but good internal linking, just good on-page optimization. It's this process of getting search engine rankings is all about one thing, and that's backlinks. There is no search engine traffic without backlinks, unless you've got a super authority site that's 10 years old and that's got 100,000 pieces of content and that Google is already in love with. If you are trying to make money with this model, or with any free traffic model, backlinks are where it's at. So in this section of the presentation, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about getting backlinks, what it specifically means to get backlinks in a profitable way, keeping in mind that this model is supposed to be not something that you have to work on for all hours of every day. So we want to try to devise some strategies to be able to get this backlinking stuff done, which, if you've ever done it before, can be very tedious, in a less time-consuming, more effective way. So first thing I wanted to tell you is regarding backlinks. There's been a lot of talk this year, now it's been the last 5 or 6 months, about the Google Panda update that has occurred and is, as I understand, still in the process of occurring in some small ways. The Panda update just didn't really have anything to do with backlinking. It wasn't sites getting punished because of backlinks that they'd built. It was sites getting punished because they weren't high enough quality. It was sites getting punished because the data on those sites, like the amount of time spent on site and the bounce rate and things like that, wasn't what Google deemed sufficient. There's other metrics in play there, all to do with on-page factors about the quality of your content that are responsible for the things that happened during that Panda update. People that got kicked out of the search engines and people that got slapped and so on. So there's no real need to worry when it comes to backlinking that something you did with your backlinking could have caused a problem with the Panda update. I just thought I'd make that point for any of those who wonder. When we're talking about backlinks, this is what we mean. Backlinks to me means a diverse profile of varied anchor links that are contextual where possible, coming back to multiple pages of your site and growing in a natural way. So that's a single sentence with a whole lot of meaning. So very quickly, let me run through this. A diverse profile of links. That means a lot of different links coming from a lot of different places. Even the best backlink you could possibly attain, if that kind of link is the only link you have, you're still not going to be effective in the search engines. A diverse profile is a natural profile. And that's what Google wants to see. They want to see links that have grown naturally. They don't want people who are trying to manipulate the algorithm. Varied anchor links. That means the anchor text, the word which is linking back to your site or your pages, has to be varied, has to be different for different links from different places. If you've got 100 links coming back to your site and they're all from the same anchor text, that looks unnatural. That's what someone who was trying to manipulate the search engines would do. That's not what someone who had just randomly, spontaneously, naturally accrued backlinks would do, right? Varied anchor links. Contextual where possible. Google has made it repeatedly clear that the best kind of links that you can have are links from within pieces of content. That is, not links in sidebars, not links in footers, not links on resource pages, depending on how the link is presented. That's links in pieces of content. That is where one site is writing about hair loss, and when they write the word hair loss, they believe that your site is the most relevant, the most important site on hair loss that they could list, and they give you that vote with their link within the article, within a piece of content. That's a contextual link. The more of those you can get in a combination with all these other factors, the better off you'll be. Having those links come back to multiple pages of your site, that means that if you've got 100 backlinks and they're all pointing to your homepage, you're going to be in trouble. Deep linking is what you need. That is linking to as many of your inner pages as is relevant and as is important. So each of the posts you've got, like your one on Magic Jack reviews and where to buy Magic Jack, all of them have backlinks. That's a natural link profile. That's how a normal site looks. And finally, those links growing in a natural way. That means gradually increasing or coming in waves, like marketing campaigns. You put out a new promotional material, or you create some new content, and you get a boost of backlinks. Then you don't do anything for a while, and you get another boost of backlinks when you create another piece of content. Either naturally growing in a gradual way or in consistent waves. Consistent waves is key. That's what it means to build backlinks. That's the theory anyway. Now we need techniques. We need actual means by which to do that. What's crazy about this is that backlinks are where search engine marketers or people trying to make money as affiliates from free traffic get tripped up. They get to that point of having to promote their site, and things start to get difficult. They do a little bit of work and they don't see results, and they wonder why. They get discouraged, and often they pull out. I've seen this happen so many times. The thing about this model is that even if you know a minimal amount about SEO, when you're in markets like we're talking about here, when you're entering these kind of niches and promoting these kind of products, it's just not that hard. In these markets, simple stuff works. That's the bottom line of this system. It's just not worth it, and it's not advantageous to go after markets where 6 months of SEO of every technique under the sun is going to be required for you to get a ranking. Why would anyone do that? There is a big difference in the markets that we advocate, that we've started to discuss here. They're very easy, the competition is low, and so none of this part has to trip anyone up. None of this backlinking promotion part has to be a barrier. So we're going to talk finally about some techniques. I just told you the theory that I try to follow for backlinking. I want to talk to you about techniques now. Of course, there's a huge number of backlinking techniques. It's very hard to distill them, distill the best ones out of them to talk to you about in a short presentation like this, but we can always try. So first point before we discuss the name of any technique is that whatever techniques you're choosing, you need to make use of all of your sources, that is all of your techniques, everything you know, and you need to be consistent. Again, even picking the best technique and just doing it once or just doing it one wave of times is not going to get you anywhere when it comes to free traffic. You have to be consistent. You have to pretend that this is a real business. It's funny that I use the word pretend. You have to make the right links to the right places as well. So different types of links have different amounts of value, and linking the wrong stuff to the wrong place can get a site sandboxed or worse, particularly a new site. So what I mean is that we do know from Google that different links have different amounts of value. So there's some links you can get that are better quality than others, that are going to contribute to your search rankings more than others. And there's some that are very low on that scale, that they're only ever going to contribute a small amount of value to your rankings. There's some that even will contribute no value, or just negative value. I don't believe in link penalties. I don't think any link can get you published, it can get you penalized per se. But when you focus on those low quality link building methods, and one of them, let's say if there's a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to the value of links, if there's a link that you've got a lot of, you've got like 100 of this one kind of link, and it has a hypothetical value of 3, then Google changes the way they look at that kind of link, and they devalue it a little bit. They say that kind of link has been overrun by spammers. That's too often used by people trying to manipulate the algorithm. Let's devalue that. Let's take that from a 3 down to a 1, and you have a large number of those links, or at least they contribute a large part of your link profile. That's going to seem like a penalty to you. That's going to act like a penalty because a huge chunk of your links just got devalued, and that's going to probably cause you to drop down in the search engines. So in that way, penalties for links exist, but it's not like you can get one bad link and have it destroy your search engine rankings. So let's talk about techniques before we run out of time. To start with something simple, article marketing is still something that's very effective. Traditionally, it was effective for multiple reasons. It was effective because the articles that you published to directories could get search engine rankings. They could rank in the engines themselves and bring traffic to your author bio. And in addition, they were providing a link in the author bio, and that counted as a backlink that worked to surge your website up the search engine rankings. Now, things are a little bit different. It's not as good for traffic. In a majority of cases, articles that you submit to directories have no traffic value themselves. And that is since Panda update. You will possibly have heard about the terrible time that article directories and content farms, quote unquote, had in the last search engine update. These own articles, I can't remember the number now, it was something like 30% of their traffic that they lost, and a number of article directories fared similarly. So articles now, when you're submitting them, they're not as good for getting traffic. It's not as easy to get rankings with those articles. But that doesn't matter, because the articles still have a lot of value for backlinks, for the value that that link can provide to your search engine campaign, to your page rank, and to have you climb up the search engine rankings, your site. That's always the most important goal anyway. An article at a directory could get pulled at any time, but your site is yours. It will always be so. So article marketing still has a lot of value. You just have to know what you're doing and do it correctly. The next kind of link is contextual links from quality link networks. So what this means is that there's a ton of services out there. And when I say a ton, there's probably 5 that are worth considering. But there's services that provide networks of websites on which you can publish content for the purpose of attaining backlinks. So they might have, for example, 1,000 WordPress blogs that they have remote access to, that are a part of their network. And for a fee, you can join them. You can publish content to those blogs, or often to many blogs in the network simultaneously. And like submitting articles to article directories, you can attain a backlink. Those are very powerful because they are private networks, and so when you get links from them, it's not a link that all of your competitors are going to be able to attain. When your competitor sees that link in the search engines, they're not going to know which blog network it is that owns that site that they should join up to and try to attain the same link. It's quite an exclusive kind of a link. You have to pay a small fee for these networks, but to be able to attain that in context, anchor text controlled, high quality link is very, very valuable, particularly to do that on an ongoing basis. So there's many services like that. Just to throw one name at you, there's Linkvana. It's one of the older ones. It's been going for quite some time. That's linkvana.com. It's just a place, like I was saying, you can publish these pieces of content with your anchor text link in there and have that contribute to your search engine rankings. Very valuable stuff, particularly if you're working hard on growing your rankings quickly. So contextual links, very important for a search campaign. Directory submissions. This is another weird one because, excuse me, it's so very old. It may be the oldest form of link building, I'm not sure. Directory submissions is, of course, listing your website at directories like website directories, whether they're niche directories, like one that's specific to electronics, for example, for the Magic Jack, or one that's just a general website directory, like a Yellow Pages for the internet. Getting backlinks from them still does have value. It's not the kind of value where it's going to really shoot you up the search engine rankings, but it does provide a lot of diversity to your link profile. Remember what we said about diversity, where no matter how good quality the link is, we need to have a variety of sources. We need to look natural. And that's something that normal website owners who aren't looking to manipulate the search listings do. They submit to site directories. They want their sites to be seen. The thing about directory submissions is that they're so easy to automate. You can simply find people that you can pay a small fee to submit your site to all the directories that it needs to go to. So, for example, for every new website, we have a guy where we pay $50 to get a submission to, I think it's 300 or 400 website directories. So that's just a kick-starting link boost for every new website. And again, it's never going to shoot you up the search engine rankings, but it provides a lot of important diversity. It makes the other contextual links you build from those networks and from article marketing look a lot more natural. It assists all of the links you build. And for zero work and $50, it's a pretty good investment. The next one to talk about is relationship partners or content partners. This is another one that a lot of people talk about, but because it requires a tiny bit of work, not enough people get around to actually doing. So relationship or content partnerships are where you are going out to a site in your niche and you're contacting a site in your niche that publishes content, and you're going to them and saying, I would like to create a unique piece of content for you in exchange for a link back to my website in the author bio. The reason that this is cool is that once you establish one of these relationships, you can get backlinks for a lifetime. So once it's going to take some time. You have to approach multiple sites and you have to find the sites first. You want to find a good authority site in your market that gets plenty of traffic, that gets rankings, that has authority. And you have to contact them, you have to email back and forth. It takes a little time, but when you've got even one good quality site, maybe with a high page rank, maybe not, but just an authority in your market where you can email that person and have a piece of content of yours up there within 24 hours with a backlink to your website, that is very, very valuable. And you can do that on an ongoing basis. You can email that person once a week for a new backlink. You can even have them linking to multiple sites that you might start in that niche. There's a lot of ways that you can leverage that. It's very, very powerful stuff. The thing is that there is a lot of websites out there, even big ones, even authoritative ones, that would love to have good quality free content because their business is content creation. So for them, content creation is always a pain. They have to pay people to create articles, to create content. They have to piece it together from several sources. It can be quite time consuming. So to have an offer to have content, good quality stuff for free just for a backlink, it's a real win-win situation. There's a lot of ways to leverage that for a lot of really high quality backlinks. There's one of our students, someone who's following this system at the moment, who I've been emailing back and forth with because she's found a lot of success with these content partnerships. She found one really good site in her niche that had some PR. It was a reasonably old authoritative site, but just had a little bit of PR. I think it was PR 1 or 2, but she got some content published. She developed this relationship with them in a short period of time, maybe a couple of weeks, I think, and she got some content published, and from one link, one backlink from this really high quality site, really high authority and a little bit of PR, she went from nowhere in the search engines to, I think it was the top of page 2. Just really quickly, like that. The other backlinking efforts she'd made were not particularly significant, but that very small number of very high quality links made a huge impact. So if you get a chance to try to build some of those partnerships, I'd highly recommend you do so. Finally, there's another way that you can get links, which sounds old school because it's been around for so long, but there's new and better ways of doing it that can be much more effective, and that is blog commenting. So this is not blog commenting where you're going around to as many sites as you can, or you're using some piece of software to make a comment like, "Great blog post, thanks a lot, author, I'll be back," smiley face, and inserting your backlink. It's not really that kind of strategy. This is a strategy where, again, you locate and you need some techniques to know how to do this, but you locate very, very high quality sites in your niche, very high page rank sites within your market. And when you locate them, you go to them, and this might sound crazy, but you actually read what it is that they say on the piece of content that has the authority, that has the high page rank, or on their homepage, whatever it is. You read their piece of content and you make a real high quality comment. Might only be 30 words. You join the discussion they're having, you ask a question of the author, something like that, but you make a real comment. And it may sound time consuming, but like the relationship partners, a very small number of these very high quality links can have a very large impact, can very quickly shoot your site up the search engine rankings. I would love to be able to show you an example of how we do that, but time is of the essence today. So that's the core of the process, those 3 steps that we've discussed now. That up until there, that's the point of taking one site from a niche and a keyword, or some keywords, to getting rankings and making money. That's the whole thing. I'm not sure if whether you're listening, it seems more simple than we've discussed here, or more complicated, but that's what it is, and we can discuss more about it shortly. What we're talking about in this slide, automating and outsourcing, is taking it to the next level. I've gotten through this process now, and I've got one profitable site. So I've got one of those sites that makes $500 or $1,000 a month. How do I replicate that? How can I quickly, without having to think every step through again, copy that site, replicate that site in another market with another affiliate offer, and create the same or a better result? And automating/outsourcing is how we do that. So the ultimate goal is to put a system in place to replicate the same type of site and the same traffic campaign over and over again with as little work as possible. The reason that this is cool is that this is a completely scalable business model. Whatever you do to achieve that first website that makes money, you're going to do the exact same thing on the second website, and on the third website, and on the 10th website. Those core things don't change. The only thing changes is the affiliate offer and the niche that you're in. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're trying to attain. The highest level of this is where you have where you've got a proper business set up with this model, and in that business, you do whichever part of that process comes most naturally to you, and whatever part of that process is easiest for you, least time consuming for you. You do that, and then you hand everything else off to other people to take care of the rest. That's the way that this works at the highest level. So the way that our business works with this stuff now is that we often do our niche and keyword research, because like I said at the start, I find that the most important part of the process. I haven't trained someone up yet to be as good at niche research as myself and my business partner are. So we do that, and then from there things get handed off. So someone's there to create, once I find a perfect affiliate offer and a great keyword set, someone's there to create that website for me. Someone's there to start writing that content. And then when it's all finished, someone's there to start SEOing the crap out of that thing. So that the rest of that process, getting the traffic and getting the rankings, happens in an automated way. And that's the only way that I am fortunate enough to have that time freedom, because I'm not involved at every part of the process. The way that happens, like I said, is with a combination of automation, which is tools, and outsourcing, which is staff members, particularly in the realms of research, content creation, and link building. So like I said, that's people to help write your articles once you've provided them with a very detailed formula of exactly how your article has to be. That's people to help with your link building. And depending on where your own skill set and preference lies, possibly even in research too. I mean, it could work differently for you, that you might not mind writing so much. You might feel quite competent at content creation. So you'll have other people research your niches and affiliate offers. You'll have other people do your SEO, and you'll just do that middle part where you create the content and you have everything else around it taken care of. But that happens again with staff or with automation tools. So an example of the automation tools is some of those link networks that we talked about before, or article submission softwares that help you submit your content and build backlinks in that way more quickly, or other services that help you, I don't know, find places to leave blog comments and things like that. Automation tools that help you do those same tasks more efficiently and with less effort, which is very, very important. The bottom line is that it's up to you to build a system as you go along. That is, build a schedule, build a list of tasks of what needs to be done, that at the end you can hand off piece by piece. So when you're going through that process for the first time of finding that niche, of creating that little mini site blog, of writing your content, of doing SEO, you're recording that whole process. You're laying down, okay, this is what I did. This is the figures that I looked for with my keywords. This is around about how many words my content was. This is where my banners go. Every task that you've done in that process, the goal is to have that recorded, so that when you get to the end, you've got a set of tasks that you can pick up and hand to someone else and say, see this list of tasks? I would like you to learn how to do that for me. Or hand it off to a couple of people and say, it would be amazing if you could do those 3 tasks and you could do those 3 tasks, so on. But because there's no point taking on outsourced staff and taking on people to help you without a completely clear guideline of what they are trying to achieve, what their role is, and what their goal is, what's the best they can possibly do, what they should be aiming for while they're working for you. So as quickly as we could do in an hour, and I guess we're over that by a little now, that is this process. That's what is involved. That's all that's involved. It's not really a very complicated system. It's just a little bit of work that can result in a big effort. So what I'm talking to you here about today is some stuff that I've developed, I've been developing for a very long time. I first got started in this business about 6 years ago now. And with continual refinements, I've been doing the same fundamental system the whole time. I've just been making it a little bit better each year, step by step, one learning experience after another. And what I've been able to do, and what I really felt passionate about doing, was to lay this system out, lay these steps out in a way that anyone would be able to pick them up and replicate them and get the same results as the sites that I showed you on the screenshots at the start of this presentation. So this year, that's what I've been focusing on, is doing that, is creating this system for people, perhaps like you if you're listening. The system that I'm talking about is the full expansion of everything we've discussed today. So, for example, there's 7 techniques for finding profitable affiliate offers from way outside the mainstream. Affiliate offers that thousands of people are buying, but almost no affiliates are selling. So that does work technique that we talked about before. There's 7 really good techniques like that are equally as powerful, some more powerful, for finding those affiliate offers outside of the mainstream. These are techniques that I am certain no one else teaches. No one else teaches this stuff And I think there's two reasons. One, because there's not that many other people that know how, and two, because the people who do know how don't really want to teach them. They're happy making money in the niches themselves, and they just are not really called to teach, so they don't teach it. But there is not another place you can learn this. I know because I've myself bought courses on affiliate marketing, on niche research, all of that stuff for 6 years. There's no one who's teaching this stuff but me at the moment, and I'm not bragging, but I'm really proud to say that. You won't have seen this stuff before. We skipped back. What else is in this system is the exact strategies for locating the specific keyword markets that are the most ready to buy, the ones that are the most ready to buy and the easiest to target. So what that means is the places, the opportunities for traffic that you can capitalize on the most easily, the places that you can make money the most easily, the little pockets of the web that are most easily exploited for simple affiliate income. The exact strategies for finding those. That's what I've detailed in this course. It involves the complete documentation on how to lay out perfectly optimized, what I call unstoppable mini sites. That means mini sites that are going to get you rankings quickly, but that aren't going to get you in trouble no matter what gets changed at Google. And I say that with confidence because personally, we weren't affected at all by the Panda update, nor on any update that I remember before that. We've never seen a slapping as a result of one of those things. And it's not because I'm lucky or smarter than anyone else. It's just because we've done certain things in a very specific way, because we sort of understand the search engines and we know how to avoid that. So what I've tried to teach people in this system is how to do exactly that, and to do it quickly as well. Do it in under 30 minutes. That is, if you want to bang out one of these sites in under 30 minutes, that will be ready for traffic and ready to make money. I call it the unstoppable affiliate system for the reasons that I just mentioned. Additionally to all of that, there's way more. I mean, there's live examples of how to create that kind of affiliate content we talked about that will generate one sale every 3 visitors. That's not the reviews content. That's not those keyword targeted articles. That's that high level affiliate content where you're deep in the mind of your customers, converting them at as high as 1 in 3, even higher. That's really powerful money making stuff. That's what I've put in there as well. It also contains some live examples of our own sites that you can just flat out copy from. I always believe that's the best way to learn, is if you can just take a direct look at exactly what someone else is doing and just copy that. Just do exactly the same thing. I mean, modeling is the easiest way to success. If someone else has achieved it and you can copy them, then you will achieve the same result. That's what we've tried to do for you. It will cover how you can achieve big financial results even with new affiliate sites with a very special tweak. Again, something that I don't know that anyone else is teaching at the moment. A way that even if you're starting a new site, you can do that so that you don't have any disadvantage in the search engines. You can have this new website of yours be just like an old site. You can build links to it as aggressively as you want, and you can climb the search engine rankings very quickly with no disadvantage. Very powerful stuff. Further than that, the system contains 10 unstoppable backlinking techniques to really bring the best links and the highest rankings to your mini sites with the least possible effort. Included in that, depending on where you are with your SEO, are 3 advanced techniques. Like there's this one in particular that's really been blowing people's minds, which is a technique for how to get hundreds, and I mean like numerically hundreds of do follow PR1 or higher anchor text targeted backlinks in under an hour with 0 effort. So imagine that, just you're not doing any work for it, but in under an hour, just you'll click probably 5 buttons in the whole course of the whole thing. You'll click 5 buttons, you'll get 100, possibly hundreds of do follow PR1 plus anchor text targeted backlinks. Very, very cool stuff, and just really high potential to skyrocket search engine rankings when done correctly. So this is just extremely powerful stuff. All the stuff that has worked for me, that has built our business to that 5 figures a month of passive affiliate income. So on top of all of that, contained in this system, you get your first 20 profitable niches and affiliate offers and keyword sets done for you completely. So while we did tell you the techniques in the system for finding as many affiliate offers like that as you want, for the people who are really lazy and they just want to get cracking on this quickly, we've also included 20 affiliate offers for you. It's limited to a small number of people. We've got a number of those packs, and each one only goes out to a small group of people. 20 affiliate offers that follow these principles correctly, perfectly, that you can just pick up, make a mini site on, and start driving traffic to for profit. Just like that. You cut that whole part out of the process. Just done for you work. Very valuable stuff. You also get a secret report. I called it the Proven Niche Report. And what it is an analysis of where we have personally made the most money in the past, the market areas that we've found to be most profitable and that we recommend you enter for the most profit most quickly. You very rarely see this done. People literally documenting where they've made money. Everyone's so secret. No affiliates want other people to know where they're making money. I'm happy enough with it. I'm not going to tell you the exact products, the exact offers that I promote, but I can guide you to the market areas where you can make a lot of money and where I know that from experience. You get the entire system, everything we talked about, step by step, each part of this process laid out in video format. So it's over-the-shoulder screen capture video for making $300 to $3,000 a month affiliate mini sites on command. That is a new one of those sites whenever you want it, and just scale that up until you reach your income goals, whatever that is, whether that's 3 figures a month, 4 figures, or 5. And like I said, all of this laid out in screen capture videos. So you're not reading my explanation of it, you're watching me do it on the screen and you're copying it. That's the best way to learn. You don't have to guess. There's no wondering what happens next at any point. You just see what's on the screen and you do the same thing. You follow along with it with your computer on and with your browser open, and you just do exactly what's there. And if you copy it, if you do the exact same things, you can't not get the same result. It's just a rule of the universe. If one thing creates a certain result and you do the same thing, anyone will get a result with that thing. There's nothing omitted. There's nothing left out of this process. To give you a sense of the value of all of this, of what's been put together in this system, the Unstoppable Niche and Affiliate Research Training, those techniques that no one else is teaching, there's 10 videos from within that. Those are full-length videos. If I was selling that by itself, it would probably be $97 I would sell that for. Same goes for the Unstoppable Mini Sites Training. That's also 10 videos involved with that. That's everything about how to set those sites up quickly, how to optimize them perfectly, and what plugins to use, what themes to use. You can download custom themes of ours that have converted really well in the past. There's just so much stuff in there. Also, I would sell that for $97 if I were to do so. A conversion strategy module teaching you everything about where to place your banners, where to put your affiliate links, how to create that perfect content, how to convert your visitors into buyers at that rate of 1 to 3. That's super valuable stuff. That's where money is made right there. There's 12 videos on that. It's pretty much the same. If I was selling that alone, that would be $97. There's Unstoppable Traffic Training that we talked about, which is next. That's 13 videos there. That's the most comprehensive section because getting traffic is so important. And there's also a backlink map in there as well, where I've physically laid out every link that we build, what link goes to where, which link you build from which source to which page on your site with which anchor text. Complete documentation of how to build every backlink you'll need to be able to get traffic and get money. That stuff took me a long time to put together, and that has tons of value. That on its own is $197 worth of value. Of course, on top of all that, you get those first 20 buyer keyword niches done for you. We research that stuff ourselves personally, not even outsourced. We found those niches fitting exactly the principles, ready for you to take and profit from. That's $97 of value again right there. That secret proven niche report documenting all the places, the markets we've had success, that's in there as well. That's valued at $47. The total real world value of this, like sold individually, the real price of it is $682. It has been a pleasure for me to come on and present to OfferVault people today, and I promised Mark that I would do something special for those of you who are interested in this system and want to take this to a new level. So just for OfferVault members, there was a special today where you can get the entire Unstoppable Affiliate course, everything I've listed on the screen here, everything we talked about today, plus the bonuses for the price is $97, but I'm going to show you in a minute a coupon that will let you get it for $67. So it's about 30% off just for people who are listening to this presentation, just for OfferVault members. Before we stop and take some questions, I just want to leave you with this thought. A lot of people, when I talk about this stuff, wonder whether it's really possible for them. They say, look, I'm sure that you can do this, but you've been doing this for 6 years now. It obviously comes easy to you. So I want to show you some comments just from people who I've got in touch with personally, who have been following this system and who have been doing fantastically with it. Just normal people, very much like yourself. This is a guy called DK who's actually become a bit of a friend now. He got in touch with me earlier in this year. This is the guy who sent the email about the 3 clicks and 3 sales as well. He started working through these systems. He'd been involved in some weird things in the past. He'd done some MLMs and he'd been trying to start businesses that hadn't really come out how he would liked. But he didn't particularly have any training, particularly not in internet related stuff. But he just kind of started following the system. He was taking it quite casually at first. And eventually he started, it wasn't too long, I don't believe. It was maybe 3 months. He was kind of doing different things until he locked on to this system and really went for it. Anyway, he's been getting some fantastic results. He emailed me earlier in the year, and he was telling me that this one website that he has is earning $1,120 a month. It's one site that he made, and it wasn't very old. It got up to that point very quickly, maybe 2 months or a little bit longer. And then he told me about another website. He has a second site. I think he has more now. Another website is earning just under $1,200 a month. So he was at that time at $2,300 a month. And this was a bit before July when he was emailing me, but I know now because we keep in close contact. He mentioned at the time that he had a goal of making $5,000 a month from his affiliate sites, and I know for a fact now that he's cracked that. This is a period of 6 months. He's built things up to $5,000 a month in affiliate income. So just so cool to see. And again, he's a normal guy. I'm a normal guy. I say it very literally when I say that everyone can do this. There's one more guy I will tell you about very quickly, just someone close to my own heart, because this is a guy who really loves to travel as well. And he started building his affiliate business. He's been doing this for a little while, but he also logged onto the system. He's been following the stuff that I teach in this model for some time as well. And he emailed me earlier in the year because he knew that I lived in Mexico last year. And he'd gotten to the point from his affiliate business and from his income where he had enough passive income that he could just take off and go and live down on the beach in Mexico. He wanted to live, I think, 12 months down there, kind of like I did. And he was emailing me to ask about places to live down there. What areas are good? What places should I look at? What should I see and do while we're there? And it was just so amazing to see that not only are people taking this and making money, but they're living the lifestyle that you're supposed to live from this business as well. You know, they're living on their passive income. They're doing the things that are most important to them. And for this guy, it was traveling like it is for me, but for you, it could be something totally different. But that's exactly what this business model is about. And people like this guy, like Paul, and like me, and like DK, have achieved that. And I firmly believe that anyone else can do exactly the same. There's nothing difficult in it. So that's really all I have for you today. You have the opportunity to replicate my success, to copy everything I've done, to make those $300 to $3,000 a month affiliate sites on command right now in 2011. You get more than 60 comprehensive videos documenting the entire system, everything we've talked about today, and a lot more that we didn't have time for. You also get those done-for-you niches, the first 20 of them that we've researched ourselves, plus the proven niche report, all of our own market segments that you can also enter for similar profits. There's actually a double money-back guarantee on this, and it sounds pretty crazy to some people, but I pretty much say with this offer that if you do the stuff that I lay out, if you follow the system like I've described it, and you don't make money, I don't want to refund you. I want to physically send you money, because I'm so confident that if you follow it, you will have the same result, that I'm happy to part with money if somehow it doesn't work for you. I've just seen it work too many times to not believe in it. So if it doesn't work for you, I'll send you double the money that you spent back, or just out of my own pocket. You can get the $67 price right now at the link below. That's unstoppableaffiliate.com/OV for OfferVault, /OV. If you go there right now, and on the second step of the order process, you enter this coupon code. You enter the coupon code, the Vault, just like it's written there. You will see the price, and you hit the update button. You will see the price drop from 97 to 67. So when you're on unstoppableaffiliate.com/OV, you're going to see the price is 97. Ignore that, because when you go through to order on step 2, you enter that coupon code, the price is going to drop down to 97 to 67 for you. I'm not going to keep this coupon code around forever, because I get people passing it around, and then everyone's got it and everyone's trying to rip me off. So this is available for this week only. That'll be 7 days starting from right now. If this is something that interests you, if you think you can do this and you want to learn how, and this business model makes sense to you, then I highly recommend you check it out. It's worked for so many people up until now, and it can work for you too. I'll hand over to Mark, or whoever we have there, to I'm not sure if you guys want to take some questions or what we want to do.
Yeah, we've got some questions here for you, Andrew, and I'm going to sort of go back in the roster here for some questions that came in earlier. And one person says that I'm new to Google AdWords and tried running an ad, but my URL was disapproved. I used tinyURL to shorten an affiliate URL. What should I be doing? I don't want to buy a URL if I don't have to, just advertise an affiliate product. Now, is it advisable not to, isn't it advisable to get a domain name that sort of goes along with your product when you're marketing?
It is definitely advisable to get a domain name that goes along with your product. I mean, direct linking, what I think that person is talking about, just advertising as the product of another merchant with an affiliate link, is pretty much dead these days, at least as far as AdWords goes. That's why your URL would not have been approved. Google just doesn't like that stuff anymore. They're very harsh on affiliates when it comes to AdWords. So my greater piece of advice, and maybe I'm the wrong person to ask this, but if you're an affiliate, if you're really wanting to do that stuff and make money, then you've got to look away from AdWords. You've got to follow the free traffic, like we've been talking about in this presentation, because in free traffic, in organic search, there's a lot of things you can do that you can't do with AdWords now.
And of course, we have to keep in mind that we are talking about free or organic traffic. So you don't get overnight results in the world of organic traffic. When somebody sees something positive happening in 2 or 3 months, that's a pretty significant return in the big world of free traffic affiliate marketing, isn't it?
Very much so, and some people don't like to hear that, because we all have that unrealistic dream of making money by next week. And it doesn't matter whether your traffic is free or paid. There's not many legitimate ways that you're going to be making money by next week. So just the sooner you can give those ideas up, the better. And the sooner you can start focusing on building a real business online, a real affiliate business, then when you're in that mindset, you'll be happy to make money in 2 or 3 months. That would be fantastic, to be profiting from your effort and your investment within 2 or 3 months. A lot of businesses go 5 years before they turn a single profit, like offline businesses. So online is the only place where you could do that, where you could be profiting from the ground up with nothing else in 2 or 3 months.
How true. I like the way you specified legitimate businesses. The internet's replete with all kinds of ridiculous offers for getting rich over lunch. And this
Exactly.
approach is, or you keep stressing, this is a business, okay? And it may well be that it is a business that functions while you are off on the beach, but you still have to spend time at it, and it does take time to grow. It's not going to happen overnight. Here's something I'm not sure if I understand this myself. In the process of scaling, is there a downside to using a VPS or a dedicated server with the same IP address, or is it better to go with several shared hosting accounts across classic CIP addresses? And I guess they're talking about the idea of Google Panda and everybody seeing you're coming from the same place. Is that going to be a problem?
Can you remind me, what was the start of that question?
You're talking about scaling. I guess when you're saying, okay, I build one site, now I want to build 10. If you were using a dedicated server and everything's originating technically from the same IP address, is that going to be a problem?
No, there's no inherent reason why that should be a problem. So if you have 10 sites and they're all hosted on the same place, and they're all hosted on the same server or hosting company, let's say, and they're all building backlinks in their own ways, they're all getting traffic from different keywords, they're all doing their own thing. As long as they're not all linking together and all benefiting each other, then there really shouldn't be a problem. And even if they are linking together to benefit each other, the worst that can really happen there is for those backlinks from one another, for them to not count, for them to have zero value in the eyes of the search engines. That could happen. Google could say, oh, those links, we have determined that those links are just links from one of that person's sites to another. That's not really a real link vote. So let's just call that link a zero. Let's not give that much weight. So it's not like you're going to get punished and fall off the face of the earth if you did that. It's just that those links that you built are not going to have any value. And you don't even need to build those backlinks. If you've got other backlinking systems set up, there's no reason to interlink your sites. So
now, as far as SEO is concerned, which is a better approach? Someone's asking, a static front page or a blog front page with all the articles listed? I know from an appearance perspective which one sort of has the upscale impression when people dial into it, but is there any real inherent advantage either way in terms of performance, as long as it's good content?
Right. There's not really an advantage from an SEO perspective. Like, whether a site has a static homepage or a dynamic one is not of great interest to the search engines, in my experience. Where that is important is in the realm of conversion, because it's very tricky to convert someone when they land on your site and they see 10 different pieces of content. Well, 10 snippets of content, like, you can't really be giving that person exactly what they're looking for if there's 10 different blog posts, because which one of those are they looking for? Where's their attention supposed to go? You have to guide people in the direction that you want, and with 10 different pieces of content, it's very difficult. So a static homepage is advantageous from that standpoint, from the standpoint of conversion. That person's coming to your site, and you've got one page to tell them exactly what you need to tell them, given that they landed right there. So that would be my answer to that question.
Here's something, I don't know if this person got something confused or not, and my memory at my age is, well, I don't really remember what I had for dinner, and that was only an hour and a half ago. But anyway, someone's mentioned that on one of the slides, you were indicating that you can get literally hundreds of backlinks in under an hour. Isn't that a huge red flag as far as the search engines are concerned? Because hundreds of backlinks in less than an hour doesn't look natural. Were you talking about actually creating active backlinks in that short period of time, or just developing the backlinks that you could then make use of?
Great question. Yes, so there are certainly, as that person notes, scenarios where if you were to build a couple of hundred backlinks to your one site that had certain features in under an hour, then it could raise a red flag. Yeah, and you might get a sandbox effect because of that. kind of drop down the search engine rankings, find it difficult to return. But there is a way to do that. You might remember there was another point, maybe on the same slide even, where we talked about linking the right things to the right places. There's ways that you can link that up. There's ways that you can do that which won't incur that benefit. I can't get into them in the time that we have, but there's ways to do that which won't incur that negative, won't incur that penalty. You might also remember we talked about there's this one tweak that you can make that will allow you to build links more aggressively without raising a red flag. That's something else that plays into it as well. So when you're building a site in a specific way with this particular tweak, you are less likely to raise a red flag because of aggressive link building. So I apologize for having to be vague on that, but that's basically how it works.
Check it out. You'll find out when you get inside, in other words. But I think I understand what you're talking about. As opposed to just buying 100 backlinks and throwing them up, you're talking about a sort of conglomerate effort where you bring in 4 or 5 different approaches that then develop these backlinks as they grow, as opposed to you push a button and there's 100 backlinks.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Oh, good. I wasn't asleep. I wasn't sure sometimes. Okay, now here's a great question. Somebody, and don't be afraid to admit that you don't know something. I don't think I understand the word sandboxing. How would I know if I've been sandboxed? And I'm going to assume he doesn't have kids. So, what the hell is sandboxing and what does it look like?
Okay, so when you have a new site and you're publishing your content and you start to get rankings in the search engine, when you start to build links, I should say, if Google determines that you are building links too aggressively, that is too many links too quickly to your new website, they may determine that they think that you might be trying to manipulate the search engine results, and what they will do is called sandbox you. Sandbox is this terrible place where naughty affiliates go, where you will see yourself initially rising in the rankings, your new site. You might be pushing up. You might notice yourself on page 5. You build a few more links. You're growing. You end up on page 2. And then all of a sudden, unexplainably, you're on page 10 or lower. You're on page 30 or something like that. And you can't account for why that is. You will know it's a sandboxing when that drop to page 10 is longer lasting. So initially, when your site is new and you're building links and trying to get rankings, it will inevitably dance around no matter what, whether it's sandboxed or not. So you'll see yourself in a different position probably every day in that first phase. You'll know that you're sandboxed when you drop to a lower position, and despite building links more consistently for the next week or even fortnight, you don't move from that position 10. That will tell you that you've probably been sandboxed. You probably went out too aggressively, and Google has picked up on that. I mean, that can definitely happen, but there also are simple ways to avoid that. And that's part of why this course is called Unstoppable Affiliate, because everything we teach is geared toward having that not happen, to having you avoid that no matter what. And it's definitely possible.
In other words, the sandbox is things look great. You're going along, having a great old time. You wake up one morning and you're at the back of the list and you never move again no matter what you do. You've been sandboxed.
Yeah, not necessarily never again. You can get out of the sandbox, but it just takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And what I say to people is, if you're a new affiliate just starting out, it's often not worth the amount of time that it takes for you to get out of it. It's easier to just start a new website and try to do things right the second time. So yeah, you can get out, but it's rare.
And here's an important question. Is this program something that's set up with step-by-step procedures that's ready for newbies? In other words, somebody like me, can I buy it and figure it out and keep going right away? Or am I going to have to go back to square one and learn how the internet works?
Right. I really think it is set up in a step-by-step way. I mean, maybe I'm biased because I made it, but there's not a part of this process that's not laid out. There's not a point that you should get to where you're like, how did he get from that point to that point? Like, there'll be no point where you feel like you've missed anything, because we've been refining this system for a long time now. I know very well myself every step of the process, particularly the important ones, and I've just laid them out one after another exactly as they happen, exactly as they have to be performed. So I don't believe, and from the feedback we've had from people, I don't believe there is anything that is left out, any step that is not included.
And I want to thank you so much for the amount of time. And if folks didn't catch at the outset of this, it's something like 04:30 in the morning for you now, isn't it? Wherever you are right now.
Something like that, yeah.
You sound a little on the bagged side, if you don't mind my saying so.
Thanks a lot. That's a compliment.
No, great piece, great presentation, and I think the offer is outstanding. Make sure you drop in right now, www.unstoppableaffiliate.com/OV, and when you get to second stage of the offer, you will be able to use the coupon The Vault. And there's where you'll get your, well, as you said, I flunked math for 34 years in a row. I don't know if that's 30% or 33% or whatever the hell that is, but that's a nice chunk off all over again. And on that note, we have one final question that I would, if you could just briefly say, when it comes to automation, at what point do you have enough staff, or how many staff do you look for in terms of being considered yourself automated?
Yeah, good question. I mean, that is pretty advanced, and it does come a little further down the track, but let me see, at what point do you consider yourself fully automated? I don't think it's a number of staff as much as it is an amount of work that you have. I mean, the real answer is that you can keep growing, you can keep adding new staff members, keep getting more help from automation until you have very little left to do. Now, how long is it before you get to that point? In terms of a time, I couldn't possibly say a time. It's just totally different for everyone. It depends on your existing resources, your existing experience, how hard you work at it, so on and so on. I couldn't possibly answer that question. But at what point, in terms of like how many people or what level of help will completely automate things? We have a surprisingly small team that works on our stuff. I'm just trying to recall the exact number because it changes sometimes. But there's only really probably five people who are a part of our team who are helping with outsourcing and automation, and that's that. And we've got 20 sites that they're working on, that they're doing link building for, that they're creating content for, and things like that. And not all of them are full time either. There's actually only one of them is full time, and the rest are part time or contractors. Like they'll only come on, they'll only work every second week, or only work when we have a new site to put up or something like that. So it's really not that, it's not a huge process by any means, and that's for a 5-figure per month affiliate income. So it's not so bad. It's kind of cool. So I hope that answers that question in a roundabout way.
Well, I think it's like anything else. You know you've got enough people working for you when you can relax, order another drink, spend an hour a day and check on your bank account and buy a ticket to the next resort down the beach. That's when you're properly automated. Isn't that what the goal of this is, as a passive income?
Exactly. And really, I'm not even sure that total automation is your goal, because that dream starts to become a bit unrealistic. Like there's no such thing as 100% passive income. If you want to make money, you're always going to have to do at least some work. But I think the real goal is just to have the amount of money that you make not be tied to the amount of hours that you spend making it. I think that's when you have freedom. Like to be able to say that you will make an amount of money next month, whether you earn 3 hours, or whether you work 3 hours or 30 hours, that to me is the pinnacle of this method. That's the top. I mean, I think that's what we all want.
Well, yeah, and that and a cure for baldness. And if you're going to market that on an affiliate program, I want part. On that note, folks, I want to thank Andrew so much on behalf of OfferVault and all the members. Again, unstoppableaffiliate.com/OV. And remember, use the coupon code. I think that's stage 2 of the process. They can enter the coupon code.
That's right.
And will that work for people using PayPal as well as using credit cards?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, there you go, folks. Unstoppableaffiliate.com/OV. And remember, the coupon for OfferVault members only is the Vault. And Andrew, hopefully we'll see you again in the future. And thanks again for your time, and get yourself some sleep.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure to be here, and thank you from my end for everyone who attended. This has been great.
Good night, all.